So in our today's tutorial, we will start off with the introductory section of object-oriented programming languages. In today's scenario of software development, the every software development programming paradigm is replaced by the object-oriented concepts. As we can see, the maximum programming languages which is made today's is followed by the concept of object-oriented paradigm, like Java, C++, Python, Visual Basics, .NET, PHP, C Hash, R. The entire programming languages is based upon the object-oriented programming concept. So we can say that the today's era of software development or programming paradigm is entirely based upon the objects and its features that is creating into the programming domain. See, in object-oriented programming, the object is the things that we look around ourselves, which is available in our surrounding, whether it is a tree, whether it is a car, chair, everything's come under the object. So these are the natural things which is easily understandable by the human, but in a computer language paradigm we can understand, but computer does not interpret this kind of natural language. So for that we have the concept of interpretation and assembly language programming. Means you have heard about the low level programming languages and high level programming languages. What in any programming language is being operated on any platform. Platform means, say, the working environment, means the operating system, whether it is the Windows, Linux, or any open source platform. So the role of the operating system is to convert the natural language or the low level language into the machine language. We can understand, but computer only understand the two languages, what is the binary digits 0 and 1. So operating system has the duty to convert the low level language into the high level, means high level language that we understand, high level language that is understandable by the us and the product we get after the processing of the computer system. But operating system converts the natural or low level language into the machine level language, so that operating system can manipulate the data which is given by us. So in object oriented paradigm, we can see object-oriented programming is defined as the approach that provides the way of modularizing the program by creating the partition memory area of both, and can be used as a template for the creating copies of the modules. In object-oriented programming concept, we map the real-world entities into the programming domain. As we can have an example, like we have to write a program in C++, in which we have to take two classes and we have to integrate several objects. Like we are having two kind of class. One class is tree and another class is we can say it's one is tree and other is the medicated plant. So what are the objects? How many kind of trees, how many kind of medicated plants come in that category that will falls in that objects. So how will we map these things into the programming domain? In programming language, we create a class and we will feed the different objects into it. So object oriented programming also facilitate the mapping of the real world entity into the programming domain. So the basic concepts of object-oriented programming is based upon the class, object, encapsulation, data abstraction, and inheritance, and also the polymorphism. So what is a class? A class is a user-defined data type. A class is a logical abstraction. It is a template that defines the form of the object. As I have told, in which category we have to give the object. So we can say class is a user defined data type. Means you being a user, you are writing a program and you are defining the what kind of data type it is. So class is a user manipulative kind of data type, we can say, and it is a logical abstraction, means on the basis of the conceptualization or the interpretation of the human, it is getting abstracted into the programming domain. So a class is specified the both code and data. It's not until an object that the class has been created in the physical representation of the class exists in a memory. Whatever the class we do create in the system, it has a copy which is created in the storage it will. So from storage it retrieves the data and process the information and source and give the feedback to us. So what is object? Object is an identifiable entity with specific characteristics and behavior. Please remember one thing, a class do not occupy certain properties and behavior, but objects do possess some certain kind of properties and behavior. What is it? We will discuss in our further modules in much details. So an object is said to be an instance of a class, be a part of that class. Defining the object is similar to the defining a variable of any data type. A space is a set of memory. Characteristic and behavior कहने का मतलब ये है कि like we are defining an object. Let's say we talk about the chair as an object. So chair do have a weight. It must have a certain color. It must have some structure, physical structure. So we can say a chair is a quantifiable thing. So it possesses some characteristics and behavior. So now when it comes to encapsulation, so encapsulation is a programming mechanism that binds together code and data. It manipulates and keeps both safe from the outside interference and use. Encapsulation, basically in rough word I can explain you. Encapsulation means hiding the unnecessary data and only showing the data which is needed or which is useful for the end user. Hiding the unnecessary information. That is why it is written over here. It is a kind of a programming mechanism that binds together with the code and data it manipulates, and that keeps this of the interference. So what comes to data abstraction? Data abstraction is each object will have the external interface through which it can be made use of. There is no need to look into the inner details. The object itself may be made with many similar objects again proper interfaces. The user needs to know the external interfaces only to make use of an object. The internal details of the objects are hidden, which makes them the abstract. The technique of hiding the internal is called data abstraction. So in data abstraction, we can see its concept is similar. How most of the similar like encapsulation. Encapsulation means binding the data to the necessary format. And data abstraction is also key. In data abstraction we follow the tier architecture. Means there are three levels of the data. What levels of data are exist in the database, what levels of data are exist in the system, and what data we can manipulate. And in inheritance, so inheritance is a mechanism which one class inherited the properties of the another class. Let's give an example of it. Let's say we have the example of a chair. We take a kind of class which is class like plastic made things, and in which we occupies the object as a chair. So it has some properties and behavior. So in inheritance, if you are talking about the plastic made things, which is chair or anything which is made of by the plastic, so obviously it can have the same properties because it is made up of a plastic. So in the inheritance, it can share the properties and behavior of each other. Means if you are defining a class, then you can inherit the different objects in that particular class, and you can attach it to the another class as well. So what are the benefits of object-oriented programming? It provides simplicity, modularity, modifiability, extensibility, and maintainability. We'll discuss object-oriented in more detail in a next tutorial that I will make with the help of a PPT. So, in the main focus of this presentation is to show the difference between the procedural object-oriented programming language. So, what is procedural and object-oriented? Procedural is divided into small called function, and in object-oriented programs is divided into called objects. In a procedural object oriented programming, suppose you are developing a very complex software and you are writing a code which is of a 2000 line. So, for that, you cannot follow the procedural approach because there may be lines of a code and the concept will be very critical if you follow the procedural programming language. So, most of the software development approach requires the object oriented concepts. So the importance is not given to the data. In procedural, we do not focus much on the data, whereas object-oriented programming is totally dependent upon the data type. Procedural follows the top-down approach and OOPS follows the bottom-up approach. And it does not have any access specifier, and it has access specifier like private, public, protected. If you have studied C++, then you can understand what does it mean. Private, public, protected कहने का मतलब क्या है कि means what data you are declaring into the variables or in that particular class. So on the basis of its we can say the view is ability means the what view you are abiding by the writing